You're the star. I'm just here. Hi, my name's Andy Fry. I'm here at the TellyCast Digital Content Forum with Katharina Viken from Metrotone Studios. Katharina, lovely to see you. Can you tell us a bit about what Metrotone do?
So we were a traditional kind of IP content house, TV and film production, who had done a lot of documentaries. We did a couple of worldwide documentaries, and I've been out directing the European version of Strictly for the last 3 years. Just come back from that. And then 2 years ago, we went AI native, and that kind of changed our whole business model, the whole way we operate. And we started looking into vertical drama. We started looking into what we could produce with AI, and that's really changed things.
Sure. So you've obviously just come off a panel here at the forum about microdrama. Tell us what you're doing in that space.
So we're producing two microdramas at the moment. The probably the most prominent one is called Rainmaker. It's a K-pop crime thriller, which might be a genre we invented. um, Funnily enough, we started doing it before the massive K-pop drama came out on Netflix recently. But we started by making music videos, and then we had this script that we thought, okay, can we flip the format, make it short form, and just make it? Is it now possible to just go make it? So we started making a graphic novel with AI, human written. And then we moved on to make the music videos and then make a short form pilot. And we were eventually invited by BFI to come and show that at Cannes Film Festival. So that was really fun. And that's now got a big partner, and we're going for 22 episodes in spring. So that's going to be sort of 3 to 5 minute episodes each. And then we also have a very traditionally shot mockumentary comedy, and that's us working with online comedy creators. And that's also probably going to be shot both as a feature film and as a microdrama. So we're thinking multi-platform from the start.
Cool. So it was interesting how the session segued a little bit into talking about AI. Just give us a sense of the relationship between AI and more traditional forms of production. What does AI do for you?
It's certainly made our tiny content house able to work at a really fast pace. So it's like having two or three assistants. We can automate tasks more easily. We can come up with our weekly schedule. We can edit faster. We can produce faster. Now, I'm a fan of being on set, so I'm not really a fan of wrestling the computer. But what it really did was we can ideate with images. We can come up with a story world. We can come up with the characters. Now, as a director, I can't draw. So that was hugely helpful just from the start. And then we've moved on to, moving image. Can we actually then produce smaller episode, especially of animated content? I'm not really a fan of realistic looking AI. I think actors do a much better job. But in terms of animation, which used to cost $250 million to make, it's fascinating what you can do. So it's changed the whole approach.
I thought you made a really interesting point talking about microdramas, about how people who come from a non-scripted background actually, have the right skill set. Tell me a little bit more about that. Why is that relevant?
So my business model used to be I just go out and shoot it. I shoot 20 minutes and then I go sell it, which worked really well for documentary. And that's been like just me and a guy on camera and sound. So, two people going out to catch whatever they can in a live environment. So I think unscripted producers are really suited to this new content/AI economy because we are used to pivot and turn really fast. When I work with feature film people, which I've made as well, it moves so slowly. Oh, we have to turn around, we have to change. It takes half an hour to turn the bloody thing around. Everything moves faster than that now. So that's the same with microdrama. How can we shoot everything in one kitchen? Now, I'd like it to be higher quality than that, but there's an argument to be made for having practically a short film crew. Can we be 5 people on this instead of 200? And what can those amazing 5 people do?
So you've just come out of a session on microdrama. What would you say were the kind of key points that came out of that session?
Wow. So I don't like to use the term 360, but we have been in a green light yourself economy now for quite some time, which I'm not a fan of either, because we've sort of handed over this idea of virality or your content to about 6 different people who own the platforms. And that's not easy for producers to deal with. So is your content going to work on each platform? It's not just drop it on YouTube or drop it on TikTok. You have to think about that strategy early on. Is it going to work on those platforms? Do we need a new platform? Where is your thing actually going to live, and how are you going to make money from it? And who is your partner going to be? Are you going to work with brands? Or how are you actually getting it out there? There are big creators who don't have to think so much about that. But for smaller creators, you really now, from the stage of script, you have to start thinking about it. So that's one of my takeaways.
And just so I understand, so when you're talking about this multi-platform 360 approach, does that mean taking one piece of content and trying to iterate it in different ways? I mean, is that the idea?
Yeah, 100%. So we've actually built a tool called Screenburn, my company, which we're launching at Content London in a few weeks. And that is a format flipper. Because now everyone has to think about, okay, I wrote a TV pilot, but actually we're going to have to drop it on YouTube and see if it works first. We're going to have to drop a 1 minute version on TikTok to see, is that actually going to gain the views to get us a commission? So everyone has to think this way now. So, and that's what sort of screenwriting hasn't done. We haven't been able to hop between formats. What are the new cliffhangers of that format? So we've built a content tool to do that, to try and help creators like us, basically.
Great. Katharina Viken, lovely to talk to you. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.